The year is 1939. A dark cloud hangs over Europe. Ambitions fester. The seeds of conflict were sown in the aftermath of World War I. The Treaty of Versailles left Germany humiliated and economically crippled. Economic instability and widespread unemployment created fertile ground for the rise of totalitarian regimes. On September 1st, the world watches as Germany invades Poland. This act of aggression shatters the fragile peace. Great Britain and France declare war on Germany. World War II begins. The Nazi war machine, fueled by hatred and a lust for power, tears through Europe. Poland falls swiftly. Denmark and Norway succumb to the Nazi onslaught. The Netherlands and Belgium are overrun. France, once considered a formidable military power, is conquered in a matter of weeks. By the summer of 1940, Germany stands triumphant over much of Western Europe. Only Great Britain, led by the unwavering Winston Churchill, remains defiant. The Battle of Britain commences, a fierce air campaign that sees the skies above England ablaze with the fury of combat. The Royal Air Force, though outnumbered, fights with valor and determination, ultimately repelling the Luftwaffe and thwarting Hitler's plans for invasion. December 7, 1941, a date which will live in infamy. Japanese forces launch a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. The United States, once hesitant to enter the global conflict, is thrust into the maelstrom. The sleeping giant is now awake. On the Eastern Front, a different kind of struggle unfolds. The German army, having invaded the Soviet Union in June 1941, finds itself bogged down in a brutal war of attrition. The Battle of Stalingrad, a grueling clash of wills, becomes a turning point. The Red Army, fueled by a fierce patriotism and enduring unimaginable hardship, defeats the Nazis in a decisive victory that marks the beginning of the end for Hitler's ambitions in the East. World War II was a conflict of unprecedented scale and devastation. It was a war fought not only on battlefields but also in the hearts and homes of people around the globe. For the men and women who served on the front lines, life was a constant struggle against fear, exhaustion, and the ever-present threat of death. Soldiers witnessed horrors that would forever scar their souls. They endured unimaginable conditions in trenches and foxholes, fighting for every inch of ground. Many made the ultimate sacrifice, their lives cut short in the prime of youth. Civilians, too, suffered greatly. Cities were reduced to rubble by relentless bombing raids. Millions were displaced from their homes, forced to flee for their lives. The horrors of the Holocaust, the systematic genocide of Jews and other minorities, stand as a stark reminder of the depths of human depravity. Section 4. A World Transformed. As the war raged on, a spirit of international cooperation began to emerge. The Allied nations, united in their determination to defeat the Axis powers, pledged to create a better world from the ashes of conflict. June 6, 1944, D-Day. Allied forces launched a massive invasion of Normandy, France, establishing a foothold in Western Europe and marking the beginning of the end for Nazi Germany. The liberation of Europe was a long and arduous campaign, but the tide had turned. In the Pacific, the United States engaged in a brutal island-hopping campaign, slowly pushing back the Japanese. The battles of Iwo Jima and Okinawa were particularly costly, foreshadowing the even greater bloodshed that would follow. In August 1945, the United States dropped atomic bombs on the Japanese cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki, unleashing a force of unimaginable destruction. Japan surrendered on August 15, 1945, bringing an end to the most devastating conflict in human history. Section 5. Legacy of War. The world that emerged from the ashes of World War II was forever changed. The conflict had claimed the lives of tens of millions, leaving countless others physically and emotionally scarred. The war had reshaped the geopolitical landscape, leading to the rise of the United States and the Soviet Union as superpowers, and ushering in a new era of global tension known as the Cold War. Yet, amidst the devastation, there was also hope. The horrors of the war served as a stark reminder of the need for international cooperation and the preservation of peace. In 1945, representatives from 50 nations gathered in San Francisco to draft the Charter of the United Nations, an organization dedicated to preventing future conflicts and promoting global cooperation. World War II was a watershed moment in human history, a conflict that tested the limits of human endurance and forever reshaped the world. It is a story of courage and sacrifice, of unimaginable loss and the enduring human spirit. It is a story that must never be forgotten. For in remembering the past, we strive to create a better future.